Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast, and welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Be me, out with friends on a farmhouse. Farmhouse in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. Consists of a huge villa and playground large enough for cricket match. Whole place is closed off by an almost 10-foot boundary wall. Wall has 2 gates, one for entry on front side and other for going out to the Chico Orchid. Friend booked the farmhouse for 5 days. Arrive on Wednesday afternoon. Unpack and settle down. Night comes. All the locals make themselves scarce. Start playing cricket. Unusually cold breeze. Sound of feral dogs barking all around us. One dude stuck to the pitch for way too long. He gets cocky while batting. Boldom.jpg.
Fucked you, just like I do your mom.
Other guys laughs. Laugh echoes. Dogs have gone silent now. Faint echo-ish laugh can be heard in the distance.
Fucked you, just like I do your mom.
The fuck.wmv. This was a girlish voice. All eyes turn to that one closet friend in our group and tell him to get fucked.
Wasn't me, you cunts.
Fucked you like I do your mom.
This was a girl, a real girl. All of us at the farmhouse were dudes. 23 in total. Women's laughter can be heard. Start getting pissed. I think locals are trying to scare us. Laughter again. This time one of the guys spots a head poking up the boundary wall. Kilroy was here. It's a girl. Macho guy goes out to see who is there. As soon as he opens the door, the girl jumps over the wall onto the ground. Starts running towards closet friend. Tackles closet friend. Runs over him, headed towards the back door. Macho guy grabs her and takes her to the villa. Look at a girl. 9 out of 10 for these parts. Tall, easily over 6 feet. Curvy, but by no means fat. Well dressed. Rule of thumb in my country, if she's well dressed and white, she's from the upper class. Look at her eyes. Cross-eyed slightly. Wearing comfy 12-year-old girl's bedroom shoes. Not something anyone would ever wear to their front yard. Especially not in the middle of nowhere. All kinds of red flags go off. Girl is clearly not a local. Locals look and act similar to those inbred fucks from the Wrong Turn movies. She's been quiet for a while, staring at the food on the table in the living room. Offer her food, she takes it. She mumbles some gibberish, pauses and asks a macho guy about, is this the route to the mountains? Speaks decent Urdu, but her pronunciations are fucked. Only city folk speak decent Urdu. Know where she comes from. Also know she's special. Have no idea what someone special like her is doing miles away from the city. Can't call the police because 1, no signal, and 2, local cops are cunts. Decide to take her back to the city with us. She smiles, and it is the most unsettling, special smile in history. Almost as if she'll bite your neck off any minute. Closet friend brings her some extra food. She looks at him and goes berserk. Starts yelling, "Stay away, I'll burn you," over and over. Try to restrain her. 2 up. She runs out the villa, onto the ground and parkours over the wall. Religious friends are scared shitless. Start going on about jinns and churls. Macho guy. I and 2 others went out looking for her. All we see are bright dog eyes everywhere. Threw stones at them, they went away. Looked for her for a good 40 minutes. Didn't go far away from the farm. Cause well-dressed men waving around expensive phones flash or just asking to get yourself mugged. Looked for her in the morning, but couldn't find a trace. Ask locals about the girl. Nothing but churel and shit. Nothing matching our description. Spent the next few days looking for her. Couldn't find her and left. She was very strong for a girl. She wasn't a churel cause normal feet. Macho guy and I theorized that she might have been kidnapped from the city and the nappers let her go in the middle of nowhere once they realized she's special. Informed city police. No one filed for a girl like that to be missing. She was pretty, apart from that nasty-ass smile.
Be me. Chilling with my cousin. Innawoods in the hills behind his house. Clear out a path with machetes through the tall grass from his backyard to the only tree on the hill. Clear out a round area by the tree. Set camp, make a hole, get a bonfire going. Cook some chicken, talk shit all day, smoke some weed. Nearing dusk, fire still going, pretty comfy talking. I start noticing a distant noise, like a faint laughter, whenever we talk. Keep talking, but now pay attention to the weird noise. Cousin speaks, noise starts again. Sounds like a mocking, special laughter. I tell my cousin, so now we both alert. Keep talking but listening. Noise keeps going every time we talk, stops when we do. Stand up to look around since the tall grass blocks the view. Look to where the sound is coming from, a line of small trees and bushes. See it? Black humanoid silhouette, with big red glowing eyes hunched down under the small trees. We stare at each other for a moment, then I sit again. Keep talking, tell my cousin what I saw and where it is. We keep talking for a bit, noise continues. Cousin slowly stands up to check it out, confirms it and sits back down. We decide to gtfo, because WTF. Bury the bonfire, grab machetes. We both stand up, facing the thing. Thing sees us get ready and stand straight up. Sun is going down, but we can still see it pretty well. About the same size as us, pretty bulky, completely black, like 75 feet from us. What do we do? Cousin asks. Tell him to slowly start walking towards his house, no sudden movements. Follow him, still facing the thing, tightening my grip on the machete. As we make our way, the thing starts to follow us along the line of bushes, parallel to us. Never take my eyes off of that fucker, almost there. Line of bushes stops quite away from cousin's house, the thing stops there and watches us. We get to the backyard and jump the fence, we fucking made it. Cousin turns some lights on, we call his brothers to come see the thing. Thing is still watching us from the bushes, stays for a while, then makes some loud noises and fucks off after night finally falls.
Be me. Year I turned 21. Can't drink because of idiot mistake I made at 18, on probation for 5 years. Missed smoking weed, not a ton, but whenever I felt the need I would turn to tobacco and smoke a literal pack, got a vape and used high levels of nicotine. Basically, I could get fucked up, but not really in an altered state of mind like pot or alcohol could. Live in northern Minnesota, Canada Minor. Native American reservations all over, some had their original land, some had given it up to settlers and later the states. Example being Beltrami State Forest, running adjacent miles of logging towns. Not far from the town I lived, there's a spot called Winter Silo. Basically little park about 10-15 miles into the woods where a big stone silo marked the center of a town that no longer was there. Whole bunch of unmarked Indian graves around, with little white fences and bells. Don't step on the graves as literally on the park sign. One day stoner friends want to go out there. Weed grows around Winter Silo like, well, weeds, and often stoners will hunt for it between paychecks.
Anon, let's go to Winter Silo. You've never been, right?
Fuck yeah. I heard that place is haunted as hell. Go one night after working late. Get very good reason not to associate with people who disrespect graves and a healthy fear of Native American cryptids. Pile friends into my Monte Carlo. Head out under one of those bright as fuck moons, not necessarily a full moon, but you know what I mean. Reach Winter Silo. Unimpressed.jpg. Just a stone thing with a stone roof and a ladder going up the side. in a clearing the size of a football field, with a little gazebo on the edge next to the sign. Friends had stunk up my car with a joint, and myself with an entire pack of Marb Reds. Roll down windows, everybody out. A couple of girls complain about not wanting to be in the clearing with the moon out. Well, too bad. Get out.x. Should clarify only the passenger side door of the car worked, so anyone being a little bitch forced everyone to wait. Get into the clearing. Some reason the red-eyed fools needed to all piss at the same time, but took the chance to be out in the woods a bit to scavenge for green. Notice how close they all stay to the gazebo and treeline. Pussies. I decided to show off. I'd only lived in the area for a few years and had finally started to get to be around me on a regular basis. Yell that I'm going to wait for them on top of the silo.
No, Anon, you shouldn't mess with any of the stuff here.
Run across the field. The silo was at least 30 yards to the middle. Stand in its shadow, like a mark on a sundial. The moon looked pretty cool, sitting there above the structure as if the old building had been constructed specifically to point at it. Climb up to the top, arm over arm. Friends start to join me in the clearing, but they all stay away from the silo. Sit on the roof and taunt them a bit. Friend snaps a photo because it looked cool.
Just wanted to have a picture to remember you by, Anon.
Dick around a bit more. More weed was smoked, though none was found, to their dismay. Use friend's vape to get another Nick buzz, so as to make it a little easier to ignore the intoxication of the car's passengers. Pull out of park. Friend's GF is explaining to me about the little white fence squares I keep seeing around the forest as we drive. Roads are shit, forcing me to go slow anyway, so we stop here and there to look out the window at them. People shine their phone flashlights on them, to make it that much easier for me to see bright white fences in bright moonlight. Thanks, guys. The winter silo clearing runs next to the road, so I hear the story of the little girl in white who supposedly appears in the silo if you stare into it. Look at the silo, half interested, half trying to figure out whose phone was ringing in the car. Had to be someone by the windows. The sound literally was coming from right next to mine. Bells, like simple little Christmas bells, jingling slowly and very annoyingly. Start to say, turn off your damn alarm, bitch, when a huge fucking greyhound is in the clearing. We passed the silo a few minutes ago, so it literally seemed to just rise out of the ground now. My grandma only has miniature greyhounds, and basically they're sleek, thin-looking shits with bug eyes. Since I'd never seen a normal-sized one, I didn't know that they weren't supposed to be that big. Damn. Now that I thought about it, wasn't that boy a little large to be that far away? Must have been at least 50 yards. Not a dog expert, so I call it out to my friends, still trying not to be pissed off about the bells.
Anon. There aren't any loose dogs this far in Beltrami. The Department of Natural Resources sweeps this area all the time because it's a historical landmark.
Well then, what's that? Point at the dark figure, which had been moving in the same direction as we were, though it must have been veering away because it looked a little smaller. Then it stood up. Freakout time.
Anon, step on it.
I'm in a sports car in the woods. There is no stepping on it. Shift gears and start making dust clouds. Thing is straight running at us now, on two legs, impossibly thin and fast. Things was like a shadow that clearly stirs up dirt and doesn't disappear in direct moonlight. Get lost like God when the internet was created. Eventually get close to the edge of the forest, onto the highway. Bells stopped a while ago, must have been someone's stupid alarm. Everyone calms down and settles back into swapping stories. Wendigo this, Mooseman that, etc. Then some bitch speaks up. A few years ago she had been in Beltrami with a friends, and accidentally fell onto a grave by tripping over the white fence. The graves have bells on them, you see, for reasons I still don't really care about. But bells are bad, Apparently, because she had heard the same ones ringing for months after, with scary shit happening in her house like doors slamming, shadows, and footsteps with bells playing all the while. Stuff would happen to the people around her, like their radios stopping and their hair getting tugged on. Drop everyone off at the gas station where we met, except my buddy who lived not far from me. Ask him if he heard any bells tonight.
Bells? Nah man. It wasn't even windy.
No, I mean in the car. He shakes his head.
Why do you ask?
No reason. Never hang out with that girl again. Never hear bells again. Don't trust grandma's greyhounds again. Still no idea what the dark sleek thing could have been, but haven't been to Winter Silo since.
Be me, 16. Partying in Euro with Frenchie Kuzo. Go to some place near Swiss-French border where you can camp but be near civilization. Party camp like 15 minutes from civilization. Big Kuzo takes me. Getting drunk. Meet 2 cute girls. They want me to come to the night party and hang out with them. In their fuck yeah. Meet up with 2 girls and their 2 friends. 2 girls both start dancing with me. Kissing and shit. One is better looking than the other, so I focus on her. Other dips and starts looking for other guys to hook up with. We'll call her Stacy, she's important. Not even mad. LOL. Girl I am with takes me to her car. We finish the business and sit at a bench by her campsite for a bit. 2 friends, not Stacy, come looking for us. Have you guys seen Stacy? We haven't. Girls say she isn't answering phone. I say she's probably with a guy because I saw her flirting with dudes at the party tent. Girl I was with shuts down completely, talking about how this is all her fault. Consoling and stuff. She insists she should have never left her alone, and I don't know what's going on. WTF. Other girls tell me to help them look for her. Whole place is fenced off, so I suggest we ask the people at the gate to the ground if she left. Noose, lo fucking useless dickhead speak. We turn half the campground into a search party looking for her despite the fact that I do not fucking want to. These girls are determined to find her and insist something is wrong. One girl breaks down crying, and we take her to their campsite. Girl I was with sitting right where we left her, completely unresponsive. Me and the somewhat composed girl are looking. I tell her I want to split up to cover more ground. Just want to sit down. Kuzo comes and tells me about these crazy lights he saw. We had mushrooms on us, so I assumed he did some. He shows me the bag of mushrooms. None missing. He asks if I have seen a girl named Stacy. Some chicks are looking for her. Tell him what happened. He makes fun of me. We chill for a while. A couple hours later. Check on girls. They're all at the table, Stacy too. Oh, you're back. Everyone seems really odd except Stacy. Ask where she was. Tells me she isn't sure. Jokingly ask, well then where'd you come from? She straight faces points to a line of tree with fence behind and says, over there. I don't know what happened, but having talked to my cousin about it, he brought up when we got back to his place in Lyon asking what was so important we talked about, and he swears it was aliens picking up Stacy, and that somehow those girls have a history with it.
Be me camping in woods by myself. First time camping by myself. Can't sleep. Hear noises in the woods. Try to take my mind off of it, so I go fishing at a nearby lake. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm finally tired enough to sleep. Decide to stop my night fishing. Tackle box slides down near lake, so I go get it. Reach for tackle box, but it's stuck. Nice.jpg. Try and find what it's stuck on, can't find shit. Look at self in reflection and see myself blink the wrong way. Decide to run back to camp like a coward. Since I overreacted. Scared.exe. Stay in tent and try to sleep, but the noise starts up again and gets louder. Eventually hear footsteps near camp. Check it out and dear God.png. See an exact copy of myself just sitting by the fire. It's just sitting there looking at the fire, only occasionally looking at other stuff. Notices me and makes eye contact. For what felt like an hour minute, we just stared at each other before it speaks. Left, at lake is what it said, but only one word every 7 seconds or verily slowly. Question my sanity and whether or not I'm asleep at this point, since what the hell is going on? I blink for the first time since we saw each other, and again it blinks the wrong way. At this point I just bail on camping and run back to my car and drive back home. I went back a few days later with some friends to check it out, and I see my tackle box neatly packed right by where I first saw it, and I swear I saw it watching me on my way back after picking it up.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel, as more green texts will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.